online forms is super powerful. We have different kinds of online forms. We do have the most common one, which is the direct link that you can share direct with the recipient. So you can send it through email, or maybe you have it saved on your phone and you want to just send a text message with a link so the recipient can access the form and they will fill out their own details. So it's a form of a self-service, I would say. You can also embed this form into a website or application. And we also have, it's called a draft URL. It's an internal link where you can send the form without being logged into the application. So the draft URL is for your company to use, and it's super useful if you're sending the same template over and over, or maybe you have temporary employees that don't need a Fox and eSign user account, or maybe you're just having an employee sending the same template. So sharing this draft URL is super beneficial. Now, we also have some additional features with the online forms. Is something called optional roles. So sometimes we have scenarios for schools, for example, when they're going on a field trip and they need their parents' signature, but it depends on the child's age. So sometimes we might need their parents' signature, but sometimes we might not. So we can use the same template for both scenarios with online forms. So the initiator of the form will select if the parent will be available in this case. I'll also show you an example of that so you can see how it works. And also with online forms, it's super common to have it, on if you have people physically coming into your office, for example, you can have a QR code that they can scan. They will be taken directly to the form that you have, and they can just fill it out on their own device, on their mobile, for example. And we also have the kiosk mode. And kiosk mode means that once they have completed a form, it will redirect to a new. So if you have like an iPad on in your reception that they need to constantly redirect to the form, that's what you would do in that case. And also if you have like a package of templates that you're using over and over, you can combine all these templates just to one link, like an onboarding package, for example. And lastly, we do have the dynamic link. So the dynamic link is a shareable link where recipient information and a few custom fields can be pre-filled by customizing the URL. And if you have collected any recipient information on your website, for example, you can pass those parameters using the dynamic URL. And when opening the online form, signers will not need to enter their duplicate information again, so it will already be pre-populated there on the form. And we're going to go ahead and demo the dynamic URL first. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. So this is a basic HTML form that we have created on our website, for example. And besides the recipient mandatory information, which is always first name, last name, and then email address, we have also a custom field called company name. And we would like to forward all these information from the fields to our form automatically. So we're going to go ahead and test this out. Okay, so we have added ABC company as for our company name. We're going to go ahead and click submit. And it's generating the draft URL once we click submit, and it's taking all those parameters, passing it to the URL, and we can also redirect to the form directly. So this would be the online form. And then we have the ABC company already populated here on our form. So that's how the dynamic link works. We also have the other online form. So I will show you how that works and then how to set it up. Okay. And here we have the optional role that we were discussing before. So if you have a party that might or might not be signing, but you still want to use the same template, this is what you would be using. So online forms with optional role enabled. So me as the initiator of the form, I would put my my contact information here first, and then I would add the other parties' information if they are signing. So Jasmine, I'm hoping you can share the links for these forms in the chat so they can try out themselves. And then we have the embedded form here. So we do have an embedded form in an iframe here on the Foxit website. So this could be your website, and then you would have your form here. So as you notice, they're looking a little bit different, all of them. So this is something you can customize each online form as well. And it's taking us to the form.